It's the O Wrestling Podcast. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, CW, and today we will be talking about Ronda Rousey. No, we're not going to take shots at the lady. That is not productive. What we're going to do is fantasy book her so that she can get over with the fans and kind of get back into the groove. I think Ronda Rousey started out pretty strong back in whatever year it was, 2016, 2017, where she showed up on WrestleMania and, you know, with Kurt Angle and Triple H and Stephanie, and she had a great match, and she never really reached that height. For me, I think the hype was at its peak then, and then it just kind of diminished a little bit. She went off. She had her beautiful daughter, I believe it's her daughter, with her husband, and now she's back, and some would argue that some of her luster has gone. I think a lot of that might be apathy. It might be that her priorities have now shifted to being a mother. Everything changes. Everybody changes. Everyone, grows. She has different, things she has to think about now. But that being said, her recent performances haven't been great. Not just in the ring, but just from a character perspective. And I think the issue is that she doesn't have a gimmick. She's simply being herself, which in and of itself can be a gimmick. But I think Stone Cold proved that if you're going to be yourself on TV, you have to turn it up to 11. You can't just be yourself. You have to be a version of yourself that is amplified and, augmented. And there's nothing about this version of Ronda Rousey that is very different from who she was in the UFC. We've seen this. It's not anything different, and it's not really a wrestling persona per se. So I think that's one. She needs a gimmick. She needs something. And I think she needs to be reinvented and reintroduced so that the fans can have a moment to reconfigure and, put her in a space where she is a viable star. And they're not, taking shots at her on social media and whatnot. So the best way to do that, I think, in the wrestling business is to break her down so that you can build her back up. And the only way to do that is to literally have her get decimated in the ring by somebody. I think the only logical person at the moment is Shayna Baszler. Shayna does a turn, absolutely demolishes Ronda, hurts her in some way, like her arm hurts or her leg hurts or whatever, and she challenges Ronda for the belt. Ronda goes in injured. Baszler injures her more, debuts a new, modified crossface finisher or something like that, puts Ronda on the shelf for a couple of months, right? In those couple of months, she gets to go hang out with her family. And I would say look for a new training buddy, whether it be, Shawn Michaels or, whoever the trainers are. I don't know who's backstage these days. But someone, even get Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle could come in and help her. They're both Olympians. They both have, not similar movesets, but definitely similar, Olympic mentality, I would say. And they're both, ground-based combatants. So have her train. And what I would say is if she wants the armbar to be her finishing move, she needs four more levels of moves, like a standing version, ground, grapple, and top rope move that all harm the arm she's targeting. So she can tell a story, like I'm going to use these 4 moves to take the arm down, and then the 5th move is my final move, and I will put you in the arm bar, and that's it, right? So she can tell a story in the ring. Make her get those 4 degrees of moves, right? So, first degree is like elbow to the to a cranked arm or something, and the second degree is like she bends your arm back and then stomps on the ground or something. Basically build up to her getting to the armbar. So she has moves. The same way Brock Lesnar had like the suplex in Suplex City. They really marketed that he only did suplexes, and it went over gangbusters. People were yelling Suplex City. They were merch. Everything worked. So have her condense her moveset into those, 5 marquee moves. And of course she'll have like the suplexes and whatnot, but keep her very simple and very targeted. strip off all this branding of her as the makeshift second generation of Rowdy Piper. We don't need that. She needs her own gimmick. She's riding the coattails of someone who honestly just shared the Rowdy moniker. They have no similarities between the two. So you might as well ditch that whole thing. It serves no purpose. Get her some new music. Get her some actual wrestling ring gear. Don't dress her in shorts like she's Brock Lesnar. Don't put her in whatever outfit she has on now. It's very strange. Give her actual wrestling gear. Have her work on her gear. Make it, I don't know, fan friendly. I can't think of what the gear would look like right now, but it definitely needs to be fresh, unique, and it has to be very much reminiscent of her personality. Even if it was like a judoka outfit like she had in Saudi Arabia, something. And then here's my big pitch to kind of reintroduce her. And I think this is a topic for another episode too. The women's division needs their own version of the IC title. I think everyone's been talking about that a little bit. Dana Brooke wanted it to be the 24/7 title, but that title was already tarnished by ridiculous booking and nonsense running around. But they definitely need a title, a workhorse title for the women's division. So introduce that title, whatever it's called. Maybe we'll do another episode where we figure out what that would be called, and then have a bracketed tournament because they're all about tournaments now, and I think that's awesome. And have Ronda enter from she has to fight her way through the tournament. She makes it all the way to maybe like the semifinals and then loses. Right? She has to lose. She can't win all matches. She has to lose, and then somehow goes into some sort of loser's bracket, right, where she's literally fighting for survival. And then she has to fight her way through like some gauntlet matches to get back to a contendership from the loser's bracket. Have whoever you want win the title, and they're the big dog, and then Ronda comes up from, the dregs. She crawls her way out, all the while like having her put on really good matches where she highlights her strengths and emphasizes her weaknesses, show that she has weaknesses. Whatever her weakness is, maybe she's not good at suplexes, have her go for suplexes and fail, and then the other person capitalize. But that will endear her to the fan base, I think. And then when she comes out of the loser's bracket and she challenges the champion for this new title, then you can put on a banger match where she goes over after a hard-fought match, wins this workhorse title, and then she has a moveset, she has a new gimmick, she has hopefully endeared herself to the fans. And even if the fans decide to boo her, she at least sheds the skin of her former persona, and she's, forging this new path ahead, right? Wrestling is all about reinvention. Characters come and go, but the people remain the same. They have to make these characters work, right? That's all Bray Wyatt does, right? He comes back as new people and he's trying to make each one work. So I think it would be vital for her to ditch whatever this is that she is now, that it's just not working, and get herself in a position where she can highlight her strengths, work a little hard, not harder, I wouldn't say that. She works plenty hard. Work a little more on her match mentality and kind of the storytelling within the match, and then work on the gimmick. Who is this character of Ronda Rousey? It can't just be her. It has to be a characterized version of her, and then we can build her up into something bigger, because I think the shine of the UFC has kind of... Let me know what you think. Head over to owrestling.com, jump in the comments, and let me know how you would reinvent Ronda Rousey's character and what character you would give her. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast on any podcast platform you got, or on YouTube, or on TikTok, or on Instagram. I'm sure I'll figure out what those handles are. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. And remember, I'm your friend.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.